The birth of a royal heir is supposed to be a time of celebration, but it almost turned into a nightmare when Kate Middleton had to be hospitalized. And that's just one example of royals who have faced health issues. Princess Eugenie prefers to live a normal life. Not only does she have a non-royal job as the associate director of an art gallery in London, but she also tends to keep her personal life private. Yet, in the run-up to her wedding in October 2018, Eugenie decided to do something rather out of the ordinary. She decided to display her scoliosis scar in her custom Peter Pilotto open-backed wedding dress. When Eugenie was 12 years old, she went under the knife for a complicated surgery to correct this curvature of her spine. The princess published an essay on the Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital website in 2021, writing, "During my operation, which took 8 hours, my surgeons inserted 8-inch titanium rods into each side of my spine and 1.5-inch screws at the top of my neck. After 3 days in intensive care, I spent a week on a ward and 6 days in a wheelchair, but I was walking again after that."
They put metal rods in my neck and 8-inch screws up my back, which have now fused together and keep me straight.
Although the surgery was a success, the titanium rod in her back did pose a problem when the princess was gearing up to welcome her son, August Philip Hawke Brooksbank, in February 2021. Due to the location of the rod in her back, Eugenie couldn't receive an epidural, so it was decided that she would instead have a C-section. Over the course of her life and career, the Duchess of Sussex has made no secret of the fact that she is incredibly health conscious. Although she doesn't post workout videos on Instagram or disclose every single piece of food she eats to the press, Meghan Markle has spoken publicly about her healthy lifestyle. She told Best Health that she tries to eat vegan most of the time and that her exercise of choice is yoga. Meghan credits this natural approach to her well-being as one of the reasons she has been able to recover from debilitating migraines. In 2015, Meghan sat down with the chalkboard and disclosed for the first time that she used to suffer from migraines that were so bad she was often hospitalized for them. Thankfully, the migraines seemed to have stopped after she embraced a more holistic lifestyle. "I have been a long-time believer in acupuncture and cupping. Acupuncture and Eastern medicine absolutely changed my life." Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene of Monaco has been on a whirlwind journey over the years. Sadly, her life took a turn for the worse in 2021 when she disappeared from the limelight for months due to a serious medical issue. In May 2021, Charlene travelled to South Africa without her family to raise awareness about rhino poaching. But the princess contracted a severe ear, nose and throat infection during her trip. While she hoped to make a quick recovery and return home, her team confirmed by late June that she was still undergoing a number of complex medical procedures in South Africa, stating, "The princess's medical team instructed her not to travel back to Monaco as the princess still has to undergo and recover from more procedures."
It has been obviously a very challenging time to be here.
It wasn't until November 2021 that Charlene was able to finally return to her family in Monaco, but she continued to keep a low profile. Under the advice of her team, it was decided that she would steer clear of public events until her recovery. In March 2022, it was finally announced she would slowly resume her public appearances. Princess Diana's life was full of twists and turns. While there were some serious highs, she also struggled with some devastating lows, including a significant struggle with bulimia. In 1992, Diana became the talk of the town when Andrew Morton released the biography, Diana, Her True Story. Not only did Diana authorize the book, but she also collaborated with the author. It was during these taped interviews for the book that Diana confirmed her eating disorder for the first time, revealing, "The bulimia started the week after we got engaged. My husband put his hand on my waistline and said, 'Ooh, a bit chubby here, aren't we?' And that triggered off something in me." Diana later spoke to Martin Bashir about her bulimia in her infamous BBC Panorama interview. And while her openness upset many of her fans, she was also congratulated for raising awareness for the eating disorder. Lauren Smola, the Senior Director of Programs at the National Eating Disorders Association, told Elle, "By sharing her story, Princess Diana encouraged people who recognized their own symptoms in her experience to seek diagnosis and treatment." As the wife of Crown Prince Haakon, the heir apparent to the Norwegian throne, Crown Princess Mette-Marit of Norway is beloved by those in her country and across the world. Her story is one that has allowed people to believe in real-life fairy tales, as she was not only a commoner when she married her husband, but she was also a single mother of one. However, her fairy tale hit a roadblock in 2018 when the Norwegian royal court revealed that the princess had been diagnosed with an unusual medical condition. The princess was diagnosed with a rare version of chronic pulmonary fibrosis, in which thick scar tissue forms on damaged lungs and makes it difficult for them to function correctly. While Mette-Marit claimed that she wanted to continue working and participating in royal events as much as possible, she was hit with another stumbling block in September 2022 when she was forced to cancel her public appearances after suffering unforeseen side effects of her medication. However, she did appear to be well enough to attend King Charles III's coronation in May 2023. Like her younger sister, Princess Eugenie, Princess Beatrice is pretty down to earth. As a non-working royal, Beatrice doesn't have access to the public money that her working royal relatives do, which means that she has a 9-to-5 job to pay the bills. In Beatrice's case, she serves as the Vice President of Partnerships and Strategy at the artificial intelligence company Affinity. However, Beatrice believes that she wouldn't have been able to succeed in her career if it weren't for the help and advice she received when she was diagnosed with dyslexia.
One of the strengths that we have as dyslexics is to look at things differently.
Beatrice was 7 years old when it became apparent that she was struggling with her reading and writing, so she was tested for the learning disorder. When the results revealed that she did indeed have dyslexia, Beatrice decided to view it from a positive perspective rather than something that should tear her down. She told Hello, "I really want to change the narrative around the diagnosis. Even referring to it as a diagnosis, I feel does a disservice to the brilliance of some of the most fantastic minds that we have." To help do that, Beatrice became a patron for the Helen Arkell Dyslexia Centre in 2013 and has worked with the charity ever since. From the death of his mother to the challenges of being the second-born son, Prince Harry has been extremely open and honest about how the events he's faced in his life have affected his mental health. According to Page 6, Harry wrote in his memoir that his mental health spiraled when he returned home from Afghanistan in 2013, and he began to suffer immensely with panic attacks and other symptoms. However, Harry hasn't just dealt with his mental health. In the past, he has also experienced issues with his physical health, a connection he shares with his wife, Meghan Markle. That's because Harry has also suffered from migraines. He revealed this fact in his memoir, Spare, where he wrote about the migraine he developed while hiking the South Pole in 2013. Luckily, medics were on hand to help him out during this episode. He wrote, "Medics pitched a tent, laid me flat, gave me some sort of anti-migraine injection. When I came to, I felt semi-revived." Although she always looks well put together and seems to live a perfect life, Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden has faced many challenges over the years, including a struggle with anorexia during her teenage years. Victoria's diagnosis of anorexia was officially acknowledged in 1997, after the then 20-year-old princess was photographed looking extremely thin. Although she didn't speak out about her condition at the time, she decided to open up about her experience during a 2-part documentary for the Swedish television channel TV4 in 2017. In Crown Princess Victoria, 40 Years, filmed to celebrate her 40th birthday, she confessed that she put aside her original plans to study at Sweden's Uppsala University when her eating disorder took its toll. Her parents reportedly encouraged her to take time off to really focus on her health during this time, so she travelled to the US to seek help. She explained, "In the US, I got professional help, which was really important for me." While this was a tough time for Victoria, the stars aligned when she returned home to Sweden. During one of her doctor-prescribed gym sessions, she met and fell in love with her husband, a personal trainer. In December 2012, a spokesperson for St. James's Palace revealed, "Their Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are very pleased to announce that the Duchess of Cambridge is expecting a baby." While the announcement of the next heir to the throne came as a welcome surprise for royal fans, excitement soon turned to worry when the spokesperson also revealed that Kate had been admitted to hospital with hyperemesis gravidarum. According to WebMD, less than 3% of pregnant women get the condition, which is an extreme form of morning sickness. If untreated, it could result in dehydration, weight loss, and premature delivery. Nevertheless, Kate and William welcomed a healthy and happy Prince George on July 22, 2013. However, that wasn't the end of Kate's experience with hyperemesis gravidarum. Kate suffered from the condition throughout all 3 of her pregnancies, but she managed to find a way to cope with her diagnosis and her subsequent deliveries. The princess told the Happy Mum, Happy Baby podcast that she used meditation and mindfulness to deal with the pain, something she also utilized during labor. It was through hyperemesis that I really realized the power of the mind over the body, because I really had to try everything to try and help me through it.